Hey, this is Anney
and Samantha.
And welcome to Stuff We'll Never Told You, a production by iHeartRadio.
And welcome back for another Monday Mini, where we're kind of going to go for our distractions. We're going to go into an update about some of our pastimes, some of the ways that we decompress from the world at large. And we're coming back for a gaming roundup. Yes. We did a full episode at the end of last year, the beginning of this year. When was this, Anney? 10,000 years ago?
We recorded the episode at the end of last year, and it came out at the end of last year on Tech Stuff, but in our feed, it came out at the beginning of the year.
Okay, so it's not just me being in a time lapse and time loop of all eternity. Great. Anyway, but we did one with Jonathan from Tech Stuff about cozy gaming. And I got some really great suggestions from that episode to try out. So we also have some lists of new games that you and I are looking into as well. So I thought we would just come back around, have a leisurely conversation about video games and gaming in general.
Also, just to be clear, none of these are sponsors. We're just talking about them.
Yet.
Yeah, for real. Contact us.
I will say some of the games that I tried on Tech Stuff, I did not get very far. Gone Home, I got to the front door. That's how it begins, y'all. I couldn't figure out how to open the door, so I quit. I feel like that's going to be a game that I'm going to have to watch someone else play and enjoy it that way.
It's just a pretty short game. The only thing is, like, you have to read a lot of text. Like, you're kind of discovering what happened via journals. So I don't know, like, I'm sure there are some videos that have done it, but I'm not sure how, like, clear it is.
Okay. I'll try it again. Maybe someone can tell me how to open the door.
I think once you get in the door,
Is it better?
I can help you open the door.
Okay, help me open the door because, y'all, I don't have skills. Anyway, when it comes to gaming. But let's get to an update. Anney, give us an update. I know some excitement is happening. Some feeds are coming through with The Last of Us and Last of Us 2 updates coming up. Have you done a playthrough in preparation?
For the second season, which, by the way, they broke the second game up into what I believe 3 seasons.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I mean, there are a lot of storylines, so that makes sense.
Yes. But it is going to be, because we are bringing back our Last of Us specials.
Woo-hoo.
I'm very excited about it. Today I woke up and was like, that is less than a month away, and I cannot believe it. But it's going to be very difficult. We are going to manage it. We are going to do it. But it's going to be very difficult with the spoilers, just because they're splitting it up that way.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to replay the game before it comes out. I haven't started it yet because, as I've said multiple times, people be yelling at me about this fan fiction I haven't updated. So I had to do that, which I did do. So
okay,
maybe this weekend I'll start. But I did do, I'm excited about that. And I've mentioned I've been playing the Silent Hill 2 remake. I finished my most recent playthrough that I was doing with a friend of mine that I grew up with, Katie, where she was my person in the chair and she'd be on the walkthrough telling me what to do, which is such a different time now, but it was a fun, nostalgic memory for us. And I was just telling Samantha, I've started watching gaming videos just about the history of games, and I've really enjoyed that. Yeah.
There's a lot that we could be talking about. There's so many niche things that we have talked about, but we need to come and revisit. That's what I'm thinking. Like, we probably can take some of the older episodes, and we have, but go back to, because I was thinking about endometriosis not too long ago and PCOS, and just kind of like, is there new discoveries? Is there new conversations between, 10 years ago, 12 years ago? When Kristen and Caroline would talk about it to today.
Yeah.
And games are one of those. Like, we've talked about it several times, but we haven't gone through the niche details. And I think we could really do that if we wanted to. If the world would stop being awful.
Yeah.
And if it would just become boring again, where everything was seemingly progressing and we could just celebrate all the time, that would be beautiful. But anyway. Gaming videos. I probably should be watching some of those too, so it can help me go through doors.
I just kind of like I was telling you, one of my favorite recent ones I watched was about the old technology fears we used to have when your Xbox would have the red ring or your PlayStation would give you the blue screen.
The minute you said that, my partner and then old producer of the show, Andrew, just lit up with all the conversations they had. It was pretty funny. And I just sat there and I was like, I just watched my brother yell at it because he wouldn't let me play. To be fair, I slept then too, so it was both of us. So my world, I am still doing a lot of mobile gaming. There's a lot out there that are like rebrands of rebrands of rebrands. Trying to step away from some of the more popular ones, but I still love, my favorite one right now still is Love and Pies, and I've talked about them before. And I have caught up so much that I have to wait for updates weekly for new scenarios or scenes to be played out. They do a good job in bringing like other competitive elements that they do while you're waiting. So you collect all your coins so you can build your little shop. But I've bypassed all those. That's how far I am. Yeah. They are still keeping up with some beautiful storylines. I did do they did a whole survey about what do you enjoy? What do you not enjoy? So I got to give them all of my opinions. The storylines are great. The love matches are cute. This is the first time that I've seen, there have been many video games where obviously they're in relationships and it's implied they're in relationships. There are straight relationships and then there are queer relationships and it's really beautiful. But there's one queer relationship I was like, oh, and they actually had them kiss and it zooms in as if it's a portrait moment of a lesbian couple kissing. And I was like, wow. I've never actually seen that on a mobile game. It's just implied and then moves on, And so to see them actually highlight a kiss, I was like, oh, and it's all animations. The graphics are really cute. I've talked about them before. So I'm like, you know what? Yes, I like that they're stepping up to it instead of falling back into this ridiculous conservative craze of being too woke or whatever. I was like, oh, and it fit. Everything fit. It didn't feel like it was fishing for anything. It was very sweet line. But anyway, I just was like, hey, that's nice to see that they're still continuing down this route, not trying to backtrack like so many cowardice companies that we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but so Love and Pies, still love it. I will still pay a little money for it for extras because they deserve it. And I want them to keep updating. I would be very sad if they didn't. But also on my Switch, I've been playing my Cozy Grove. They had a little festival, that Christmas festivals and all of that. You collect. I'm not good at stuff like this where you collect and build on things. Yeah. I don't care enough.
Yeah.
I don't think I like the daily hunts. So you're supposed to find a specific items per bear, and the more memories that they collect, they become real. And I don't know if they ever descend. They get full images instead of just being ghostly figures. I guess I'm gonna have to try to finish it.
Ooh.
I don't know if there is a finish.
I was thinking about this the other day. I used to pause a game right before the end because I just couldn't bear to finish it.
Yeah, I feel that way about shows.
So sad. With shows, I'm end it. But for some reason with games, I'm I put so much time into this.
That's fair.
And now you're going to tell me.
You're going to take it away from me?
It's over? I just sit and watch the credits and cry. Oh my God.
It's never really over, Annie. Never
you're
really
right.
over.
You're right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so those are some of our updates. I haven't done much with Animal Crossing because, again, trying to design and create things I'm not really good at. So I got to figure, maybe I could bring someone in, tag someone in to do that part. You want to come do that for me? What?
No, that just makes me laugh. I wonder if that's a business someone started up or something.
Elijah Woods has done this. Hey, Elijah Woods, just in case you ever catch this episode and you need to finish someone else's island, call me. Email us. Someone's going to be like, what in the world? But new games. Anney, have you discovered some new games recently?
I have. the running joke with gamers is that you always have a huge backlog. I have a huge backlog. So currently I'm trying to work through shorter games that I can finish pretty quickly. So I just played Doki Doki Literature Club, which I had heard about for a long time. This is a game that, if anyone doesn't want to be spoiled on this game, it is amazing, and don't get spoiled on it. So if you need to skip ahead a little bit. But it's a game where you're playing as a dude, and it's very like picturesque anime, and you're basically trying to find a love match.
Oh.
But guess what? Things go wrong really quickly. Your best friend kills herself, and then through like poetry games, you start choosing who you're going to be with of the people who remain. And also, they all pretend she never existed after this. But anyway, you're playing this poetry game, and you sort of choose someone to be with, but it goes horribly wrong, and things start going wrong with your screen, whatever you're playing it on. There's glitches and strange things start happening. And then at one point, like, I literally thought the game was frozen, and it wasn't. It just makes you wait for a very long time.
Huh.
And then you learn that basically the main character, Monica, realizes she's in a game, and she doesn't like that she's not the one you chose. And she has a really creepy scene where she's just like talking to you, and it will keep going and going and going until you delete the game and her from your file. And then you restart it, and she's like, you know what? I'm really angry at you, but I still love you, so I'm going to let you live this life. But then the other characters realize they're in a game.
Okay, then.
It's just really creepy, and it was really creative, and I really liked it.
Okay.
I was scared to go in and delete that stuff, though. And you have to delete your like saved game. And
see, I don't think I could. I couldn't. I could probably get past certain things, but I don't know. Deleting things?
She kind of tells you how to do it, but I was like scared I was going to mess something up. So I looked it up. I was like, to be clear.
I was looking it up. Is this what I'm trying to do?
Yes.
Okay.
But I really, really recommend it, but it is disturbing. It is very disturbing. The imagery is disturbing, and I was left unsettled. And there are multiple endings. I've only gotten a few of them, and I think the last one is, I don't want to put in the work for that, but I know what it is, so.
Oh, okay.
That's enough for me.
Wow.
It's creepy. And then I told you they use your name because they use it from your profile.
Yeah,
and so all of a sudden it's like, hey, Anney.
Oh, no. I would throw things. Like, in my mind, it's a curse, so that means I have to throw it.
It was scary. Like, it unsettled me deeply. And just the things as they start going wrong. Oh no. And then it just resets, and they make you feel like you're losing your mind, because they're all like, oh no, we don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I just saw someone die.
So they start gaslighting you?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
Anyway, that's what my most recent new game.
Okay. That sounds like an interesting take.
No.
Well, I've gotten 3 new games, and one of them was Unpacking, which is what we've already talked about. We talked about that with Jonathan, and he actually really, really recommended it. I've seen it. It just seemed like such an absurd thing that I didn't want to do it. And I know I've talked about it before, but I was like, all right, I'm going to try it. Y'all love it. I love it. There's something that really personal about it too, though, because you, through the items that they carry, and they cross over to where to whomever you're unpacking for, you see their childhood to adulthood. It's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You can see when she has her first boyfriend that she's living with them, and you can see when they're like had their first house. Like, it's, and I say she, I guess my perspective is because that's how I see it. It's really interesting. I really like it. And then there is, I just did the demo first because I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Dredge, and I believe this was one of the recommendations as well.
Yes.
But the one thing I do love about Animal Crossing is catching fish.
Mhm.
That's Cozy Grove does the same thing. And I'm like, all right, I can do this. This is fun. I can do this. So it's a fishing game with quests and mystery. And there's also the eye. It looks like the eye of Sauron. But then like there are moments when you're on the boat that you just the eyes flashing at you. Have you played this game?
Ooh. No, but it's in my library after we did that episode. I'm excited to try it.
So they're like, and I didn't know what that means. I don't know what that means. So I don't think I know that yet, but I think it's just like, because the illusion when you see the red, so there's just like, it looks like the eye of Sauron because it comes like flares up this giant red beam. I'm not really sure where it's from. And then like if you cross into certain areas, you realize there's rocks and you don't know until it opens itself up. Like it kind of does like a laser reveal. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, I've hit two of them.
Oh no.
Yeah. I've also realized I don't know how to use a compass well.
No.
I need to work on my skills on that because it tells you when point go south. And I was like, what does that mean? I am one of those people, y'all. But it is really interesting. This is a description it gives on the site. Dredge is a single-player fishing adventure with a sinister undercurrent. Sail your catch, upgrade your boat, and dredge the depths for long-buried secrets. Explore a mysterious archipelago and discover why some things are best left forgotten. The graphics are cool, but it's like old-timey look of, early century fishing harbor towns. So it's interesting. I have to navigate how to figure out what to use because this is a part of my problem is I don't read all of the instructions.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and so it's like you need to do this. Press this button to do this button to this button. I'm like, why is there so many buttons? Just give me the 3 buttons. But I have done 2 quests. I have to figure out how to go south. I'm very new to this game because I wasn't very invested. I feel like I'm buying a lot of games and I'm like, I can't play this. This is not my thing. So I was trying to do the demo first, but I like it thus far. I found a lot of bottles with hidden messages. So I'm on that one. And then also I looked up, and this is not, I don't think he recommended it, but I saw it on a lot of lists, Mail Time. You play a Mail Scout. So this is a description they give. You're a fresh on the job Mail Scout on track to complete your very first mail delivery. Very cute, by the way. Glide, jump, and talk your way through the Grumblewood Grove on your way to deliver the letter and become a full-fledged Mail Scout. So first of all, the options and how you create your player or your avatar, great. It has sliding scales for like skin tone and hair. I was like, oh wow, that's a great option. Like you don't have to be, in my case, burnt yellow, which is in some games. Like it's really nice. I'm like, oh. And then super cute graphics, all the little animals, all of the areas is nice. I will say, much like other games, I can't quite grasp the jumping to places. I'm figuring that part out. And glitchy, it feels glitchy, but I think it's me playing it and pressing the wrong button. So that's on me. That's on me. Also, at the very beginning, one of the quests, I think it's a badger. He accuses of a rabbit kid of stealing his money because he's a second late on something. I was like, well, damn, y'all are mean. They are very feisty characters. Like they're very sarcastic with each other, I have discovered. If you ask too many questions or talk to someone too long, they're like, why are you here? But it's still very cute. Very cute. So I'm excited as I'm trying to figure this out and navigate this game. If it has cute graphics and really cute animals with easy quests, I'm in. And by the way, I don't think I'd said this. Most of these games, all of these games were, unless it's like Last of Us, some of the bigger games were created by women. And so we are trying to focus a little more on all of that, of course. But yeah, so those are some of the games that I have currently purchased and am now trying to play. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. I'm nervous about this fishing one. I wonder how sad this is going to be. It's giving sadness, and there's like a whole bundle. They have different packages too. So I got the original. Listeners, if you've played this, tell me what I'm in for. Give me a warning. I should have probably asked that before I started playing this game, shouldn't I? My bad. And then, I thought we would take a section to say of games that we do want to play or that we will be looking at, and whether or not you have played, listeners, and what your thoughts are on it. I will tell you, I specifically looked into games created by Black women because I was kind of like, hey, let's diversify this conversation. We want to see what other opportunities. We know when it comes to the gaming industry, they are not kind to women, and they're especially not kind to women of color, specifically Black women in this industry. So I was looking, and y'all, the list is so short. It's so small. And oddly enough, none of them I could find. They're not on Nintendo Switch, which is my preferred console because I'm now very familiar with it. And you know how that goes when you're comfortable with the one. That's what you want to do. None of them are on there. Nintendo. What gives? Bro. I say condescendingly. But they are available on Steam. And one of the games I'm very interested in is a tiny bird garden. Is the name. And this is how they describe it on the tinybirdgarden.com. A game about tiny bird friends. I'm in, first of all. It says, welcome to Tiny Bird Garden, a game all about meeting, treating, and befriending a quirky cast of little birds. Customize your own garden space with a variety of toys for playtime. Over 100 birds, each with their own favorites, friendship levels, and other surprises. And it says you can go and check them out on Steam and itch.io. I'm not really sure what that is, and I feel really old saying it like that, so you kids, tell me what that is. It's also on PC and Mac, but I will be downloading this. My Steam Deck is right now charging up, so I can go and purchase these things, because first of all, that's adorable and cute, and I want it. The developers are Super Retro Duck, and created by Black women, and I think I've seen several games from their shop, or at least they're working on, from what I gather. So I am interested in seeing what other stuff they have. But this is one that's super cute. I think they do have mobile, so I'm going to do that too because I love good mobile games. But I do want to also purchase it if I can for Steam. But it looked really cute. The birds are super cute. I love a good animation. It's cute. And then we also have another one that I will not be playing. I think this is one that I want to look at and then ask my partner if he wants to play it because it looks hard. But Chrono Ghost.
Uh-huh.
Have you heard of this game?
No, but I used to play a bunch of games called Chrono Cross and Chrono Trigger, and so I was like, is this
Yeah, so I saw Chrono Trigger, but this Chrono Ghost, it says, so this is what they say on their site, which is nighttimestudios.com, which I believe is a Black-owned game studio. Here's what they say. You are the Chrono Ghost. You must progress through challenging levels using your newly acquired abilities. As you progress, your adventure becomes considerably more demanding. Go forth and test your dexterity. Hurry, time is running out. All of that tells me that I would not be good at this game.
That kind of sounds like a game I really like called Braid, and yeah, you would not like that game. But I don't know. It could be very different.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you to put this on your list, Anney.
Okay.
This is the story. As the Chrono Ghost, you have the responsibility of proving yourself to the spirit of time. You also seek the truth to some unanswered questions. How did you end up here? Why are you the Chrono Ghost? Who or what is the spirit of time? Why are you chosen to complete the spirit of time's test? Bom, bom, bom. So you're Anney, I have chosen you.
Okay. I'll take on this assignment.
Because I don't think I can do it. I think I'd be very sad in trying to do so. And then another one that I'm very, very excited to try. I really want to do this. Sweetheart by Cat Small. But it says from their site, can you get through a week in the life of a modern Black woman? Sweetheart. And it's written as Sweet X Heart, but you say Sweetheart. I just discovered this in reading this. Is a slice of life visual novel about microaggression, race, and gender. The game shares creative technologist Cat Small's perspective on being a Black woman seeking success in life, school, and her career. Players act as Kara, a 19-year-old girl from the Bronx who attends an art college and interns at a tech company. Over 5 fictional days, players experience the highs and lows of life, including small interactions such as swiping a phone in the morning to wake up, getting dressed in the morning, and commuting to work. minute choices such as the chosen type of outfit affect Kara's life. Her stress level changes based on interactions with other characters. So it gives credit to Kat Small for the game design, programming, and art and writing. But then she has a lot of people on here. That's like Fu Nguyen, who does sound effects and music. Eden does music for morning commute. And Ariel Martinez for music for the evening commute. And I'm really interested because that's such a very specific type of game. And I want to know what this is like. So I will be doing that one too. Y'all should do it as well. Again, it's only on Steam. It also says itch.io. I need to figure out what this is. But anyway. And also, it looks like you can support her work individually if you want to look that up. By the way, yes, if you're listening to this in chronological order, we'll see. Tomorrow, we will be featuring Black women in gaming as part of our activists around the world. What about you? What's on your list?
Okay, well, I have a long list. Here are some. I want to preface this by saying both. This is kind of a throwback to the pandemic, because back when I was still tweeting in the pandemic, I would give people 4 games and have them be like, okay, which is the one I should play? And so this is sort of a, hey, if you have any preferences on what I should play next on my very long list, please write in. Also, I feel like I recently found my new post-pandemic haircutting person, because the person I had left during the pandemic. And I told her I love The Last of Us, and she was like, here are the games you must play. So she gave me a lot of suggestions. So I really want to play Undertale, mostly because I know that I love a different take on a game, and it has a take where you can get through and not kill any enemies. And it has one where you can go through and destroy them all. So I'm really interested to play that. For some of the horror games, which is what I go to for comfort.
Right.
Soma, Alan Wake, and Alan Wake 2. The Cat Lady, Catherine Pentiment, which Jonathan recommended to us. The Quarry, Still Wakes the Deep. And Slay the Princess, which Slay the Princess looks very beautiful in the artwork. And it reminds me of a game that I have talked about before on here called The Path, where you're playing Little Red Riding Hood, but the only way to win is to not succeed in your task. I don't know. Also Control, because it keeps coming up in my video game videos. But yeah, I got a lot of games. So if you have any suggestions,
right,
which one I should start with? Yeah.
Well, I told you which one I think you should start with.
Well, you've given me an assignment.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Fair enough. We'll check in on 6 months.
Yeah. We do have these gaming updates fairly often.
Right. This is a release for us, as many other things. But yes, listeners, if you have other suggestions, tell me how to get through the door, all the things.
I can help.
Let us know. Okay.
Yes. If you have any suggestions, any creators we should be looking out for, please let us know. You can email us at hello@stuffwenevertoldyou.com. You can find us on Blue Sky at Mom Stuff Podcast, or on Instagram and TikTok at Stuff Will Never Told You. We're also on YouTube. We have a TeePublic store, and we have a book you can get wherever you get your books. Thanks as always to our super producer Christina, our executive producer Maya, and our contributor Joey.
Thank you.
And thanks to you for listening. Stuff Will Never Told You is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, you can check out the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.